So find your friends, go ahead and sit with them, because that's how we're going to be all night. Is that on? Perfect. No. All right, so what tonight's going to entail is we're going to go through a little bit more positioning, so that it's going to incorporate goal line, reverse goal line, which I know we talked about, but we're going to show it up here. We're also going to go over some special enforcements to finish out penalty enforcement. We're going to go outside around 7:30, and that's going to be some station work. And then at 8:30, we're going to finish up with the final part of penalty enforcement. That'll actually be out on the field. So please, if you have questions, raise your hand, ask them, because this isn't always the easiest thing that we do. So the first line is goal line positioning. Goal line positioning happens when we are within this 10-yard line. So the 10-yard line is the 2-point try. You've got the 1-point try at the 3-yard line, 2-point try, the X, and the 3-point try. So if we are at the 10-yard line and going in, does anything change for the referee? No, because there's nothing that they have to worry about. They referee the same. What about for the line judge? Does anything change for the line judge?
Stay on the line of scrimmage.
You're on the line of scrimmage until the ball is snapped. Then what?
Just stay on the line.
After the ball is snapped. So once it's snapped, you've got to get to that goal line. Now you may not always make it in time. Where does this person stand? On the goal line, right? Do they stand here, or here, or here, or here? No, they stop right here, because they're going to have 90% of this line. Because if your field judge isn't there, guess who's got to make the ruling? Bam, right there. So if this is your pylon right here, and I hope they talked about this yesterday, I don't want to stand on that pylon. Why? What? If my pylon's right here, goal line's here, sideline's here, what? They might run into you. What do most players try to do? Dive for the pylon, right? 1. Got enough room here for 2. I want to be about 2 steps back. We're going to have this pylon, and then you also see the other one out here. We have one that has a G on it. That's a goal line. You basically want to straddle the goal line pylon. Let the square one stay there. If you got to keep moving back, keep moving back. But work off that sideline, because if they come at you, then we're going to have to be there. What about the back judge? Where does he or she want to stand? Why do they want to stand in the back of the end zone?
See the plays back there so they can see if the play was in bounds by the touchdown.
They have this entire line. Don't start here and work your way back. Start right here. If we're on the 14, you can start a little bit in or a little bit inside and then work back to that line. But we always want to be on that line. You want to stop. What did they talk about yesterday on the corners? How do you communicate with your partners?
You're watching hands or feet.
Watching hands or feet. How are you going to communicate that with your partners? If we have a play in the corner, what do you do pre-snap?
Talk it out.
Coordinate.
Talk it out.
I've got you to the corner. I've got you to this corner, whatever it is. I don't care how you communicate it, but you look at each other and say, I've got you to the corner. Because if that ball is on your line, if that play is right here, the field judge is going to watch the feet. The back judge is going to come down a little and watch to see if they maintain control. Vice versa, on this side it's going to be the field judge, or the line judge. If the ball's on this back line, depending where it is, the back judge may go down or may go this way. The back judge has got the feet, and the field or line judge have the catch. Communication when you have a touchdown, no touchdown between line judge and field judge. If I have a touchdown and I'm either one of these, and we're on that line, pretend there's an imaginary line. This is in the end zone, this is in the field of play. If I think it's a touchdown, I'm going to take a half a step this way, and I'm going to start running down that line. What does it tell my partner? What? I think it's a touchdown. If I think it's short, I'm going to take a half step and go here. Especially if it's all the way on the other side. If it's right in front of me, I'm making the call and I'm going to live and die by it. So if I think it's a touchdown, I'm going to go, boop, touchdown. If I don't, I'm going to come up short because I want to sell that one. If my partner's on the other side and it's in front of, what's your name? Dalton. If it's in front of Dalton and he's like, maybe, I'm going to give him first crack at it, especially if he's on that line. I'm not going to come up, run halfway across the field going short. Then it looks like I don't trust him. If he's on that line, I've got to trust him to have his little part right here. From about 10 yards in, all the way down, so almost the hash mark, all the way this way, it's the field judge. If he's not on that line, he can't make a ruling, so it's this person right here will have the entire thing. So if they have a quick out, throw that pass, and it goes to this corner, as long as he doesn't rule them out of bounds, give it a second, come and roll a touchdown if they cross that line. So that's goal line mechanics. That's going into the goal. You'll see a lot of this, because hopefully they're scoring. So within 10 yards. If we're at the 14 or the 20, we start in our normal starting positions and then work our way back. The tough part is if we're at the 14 or the 20, this back judge has to find the line. If it's a pass deep, you've got to drift back here and get to this line if it's going to be a pass in the end zone. If it's a pass short and then they're trying to run in the end zone, you stay right on that line because you want to roll to make sure, because you're already on that line. And your field judge will work back with you. Questions? Did it? Oh, it didn't move. Oh, ball snapped. Play happens. You see the line judge go back. There's a pass between the field judge, or line judge and back judge. Roll touchdown. Now, if a touchdown is scored, what do we have to do with the flags? Did Laura touch on this?
Check them, make sure they're not tied.
Make sure they're not tied. How do you check them?
Pull them off.
Just pull them off. Stand up. It's as simple as this. Let me check your flags. Boop, pull them off. If you go to pull those flags and they don't come right away, give it one more yank. If you're like, boom, and they don't come off, all right, let's see the clip. And if it's tied, guess what? Ejected. They got to go. That's why we don't pick up the pucks right away. If we pick up the pucks before we check the flags, and the flags are tied, guess what? Now you're going to go guess where that spot was. So that's why we always check where we always check the flags. Don't be scared about pulling them off because you've got to give them a pretty good pull. Don't grab their shorts. Looks even worse. So make sure you have a firm grasp on the flag belt and take a pull off. All right, I already went over all that. Reverse goal line. Now they got backed up, they got pinned deep, they got sacked, whatever it is. If we're inside the 10 going this way, where's the referee? It's pretty obvious up here, right? They're going to be on this back line. Why?
See if anyone gets out of bounds.
See if anybody touches the out of bounds line right here. It's an important line. It's a scoring line, right? When that ball is snapped, where's the line judge going to go? The goal line. So we call it reverse for a reason. They go backwards. We use this signal. This is how we signal reverse goal line. If you ever watch college or the NFL, this is a stop clock mechanic. We don't do that. This is reverse goal line for us. So, ball snap, they go back. Anything change for these two? Nope, they officiate normal. This field judge has to remember, hey, my line judge went backwards. I've got more responsibility in here, and so does the back judge. So it sucks because these two are going to be tied to a line, and they still have to officiate. So you're going backwards, there's more area to cover. So the ball snapped, line judge goes back, plays down, the referee picks up the pucks. What happens if there's a penalty by the offense in the end zone? Safety, right? We'll touch on that a little bit here in a little while. If there's a penalty by the offense, a holding, illegal contact, that's why it's important to know where that play happened. If you're like, ooh, it's close, it happened at the 1 yard line. Because it puts them outside the goal line. Puts them outside to score. So any penalty that happens in the end zone by the offense is a safety. And we'll talk about why that is in just a little bit. It's all in words. All right, punts. If you do really crappy teams, they're going to do this a lot. So, referee. Anything change with the referee? What do you have to do as a referee on 4th down?
Ask if they're going to go punt or go.
You're going to ask, hey, it's 4th down. You want to punt or play? And if his captain goes, I don't know. What do you want to do? If it's 4th and 1 right here, they're going to play. If they only got to get to the 20. It's 4th and 5 from back here, they're probably going to punt because they've got a long way to go. So, usually you can make the decision for them. Somewhere in here, you don't know. 4th down, what would you like to do? Now, if they're up by a couple or by a score and they're trying to burn time, I hit that ready for play. Why do I hit that ready for play if he can't make a decision? Why do you think I would hit a ready for play if he's trying to consume time?
Because he's going to let the clock run.
He's going to let the clock run. Now I gave him 25 seconds to make a decision. He goes, I don't know. 25, 24, 23, clock's running on you. Now, if your team is losing, at least I hit the 25-second clock. He can make a decision whenever he wants now because he's going to burn the whole 25 to begin with. Now, don't do that right away if the clock's running back. What do you want? 4th down, punt or play. He gives it to you or she gives it to you within 5 or 6 seconds. Perfect. If they're going, hey, what do you want to do? I'm not sure what we want to do. Hit that ready for play. Now he's on the clock or she's on the clock. It doesn't happen very often, but it's a game control measure. Especially if we're under 2 minutes and the clock is rolling. We want to make sure that we give each team a fair and equitable chance. What are the line judge's responsibilities? We hit on this a little bit yesterday during a punt. What can't the offense do? Can't go across the line of scrimmage till the ball's kicked. Just like a kickoff. So, what this person has to do is they've got to hold that line. What happens if somebody runs across that line or jumps in the neutral zone after the ball is snapped? Huh? Okay, you throw a flag. Do you blow your whistle? Why not? Let it play out. Because if they throw this kick or get this kick here and this person houses it, gets a touchdown, you just took a touchdown off the board for blowing your whistle. We don't want that. So just drop it and let it go. The field judge, there's usually going to be a group of players back. What you got to do is you got to kind of read where this big group of players is and be right in the middle of them or just right in front of them. Because you have this sideline. The back judge is going to be just in front of the deepest receiver. So if Casey's my deepest receiver, will you stand up a second? If he's my deepest receiver, the ball's coming from over here, I'm going to stand right about here near my sideline. Why do I want to stand in front of him? What do you think could happen? What? You want to see the ball come through, right? So you don't know if it hits him and hits the ground, then hits him. So I've got to see if he muffs the punt. Thank you. So if it hits him and hits the ground, is the ball live or dead? Why is it dead?
You don't do fumbles.
What?
We don't do fumbles.
We don't do fumbles. What if on a punt, they squib it and it bounces, and then hits him and he picks it up? So it bounces, he picks it up. When is it dead?
Once he gets his flags pulled.
Once he gets his flags pulled. So, if a punt does not touch a person, we let it play. So it can hit the ground as many times as it wants. If it hits a person and then hits the ground, it's dead. Because we don't want them diving on it and trying to recover a fumble. You've got to kill that pretty quickly because Johnny Freshman and Sally Southmore don't know these rules. So they're going to be like, fumble! And then they're going to play backyard football. And we don't want that. Kill the play. It's got to be killed. What's special about this line on a punt?
Touchback.
When? When is it a touchback?
When it crosses the line.
When it crosses the line. Can it be in the air, on the roll? Either one. What if my receiver catches it here at the 3-yard line, his momentum brings him back, he runs around here and comes out. Is that legal? Why is it legal?
Because he touched the ball before.
Because he had possession of the ball. That's absolutely right. So, if the kick goes in here without anybody touching it, kill it automatically. If this guy's right here catches it in the end zone, it's dead. They can't run it out. It sucks, but that's the rule. So, really, if this guy's in the end zone, you want to tell him to take a step up. Help them out. Preventive officiating. Hey, if it crosses that line, it's going to be dead automatically. Oh, my bad. Thank you. Now you made a friend on the field. Yeah.
You blow it dead, there is a muff or a fumble. Blow it dead, they're still diving for the ball. Any call, or just like, yeah,
No, just keep blowing your whistle.
okay.
We talked about alert whistles and long whistles. Play's dead, play's dead, play's dead. I ain't getting in the middle of them. They want to go diving at each other? Go for it. But now if somebody comes in there trying to look to hurt somebody, then you can flag it. You don't see that all that often. That's very, very rare. All right, so the ball's snapped. Ball's kicked. You noticed the line judge went down the field after the ball was kicked. You will have a beanbag. You need to throw said beanbag to the spot. Notice the back judge is not on an end line yet. They don't go on the end line, or on the sideline, I'm sorry, sideline. They throw a beanbag wherever it was caught. Field judge works his or her way back. The line judge will come and get that spot. If a play goes out of bounds, if a ball goes out of bounds on the bounce, so it's bouncing, goes out of play, this official, all they simply do, wherever they see it go out, they run up. Here's my spot, because it bounced out of bounds. If it's in the air, can you tell where that ball crossed in the air? Probably not, right? So what your referee does, he or she goes to where the kick is at, and they watch where it goes. If it's in play, we just officiate the reverse. So that play's going to come this way, so we just officiate in reverse. But if it goes out of bounds in the air, what I want to do, and we'll show this, and it's tough because I know a lot of you are on that side of the room. You want to, if the kick goes from here and it goes out of bounds this way, my referee comes up to that spot, and the field judge or line judge go beyond where they think it went. So if I think it went out of bounds right here, I'm going to jog past it, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to put my hand up. Because this referee is looking straight at this line right here. So they know it went out on that line. So as Dan walks forward, as soon as he hits that line, I chop him in. So as soon as this person walks back and hits this line, they get chopped in. All they do is simply stop and turn. The referee then goes and picks up the pucks. And we'll show this here in just a second. So again, field judge gets the spot, line judge comes and takes it from him. Hopefully the referee will come get the pucks, picks up the pucks, back judge gets the beanbag, hustle down the field, put your pucks down, and now we're set in position. Notice the referee's still on this side opposite the line judge, field judge is on his or her side, back judge is opposite the referee. It's as simple as I can make it for you. That's a lot of words that you had. If the punt goes out of bounds, we talked about it. Here you go. So watch this. This is the mechanics they use in the NFL and college. See, stop the clock, hands up. He gets chopped in right there. Oops, slow down. I think that's the Canadian Football League right there. They got red flags. So if you see it, he's like this walking back. If you ever see this on TV, this is what they're doing. This is absolutely what they're doing. Walking back, walking back. When you get close, slow down. Because what you don't want is, whoops, gotta go back. Here we go. So just slow down when you think you're close. And there you go. That's what he's looking for. Then you just stand there and you wait. Picks up the pucks, chop them in. Questions? That happens maybe once a night. That doesn't happen all that often. All right, we're going to go into some special enforcements before we head outside.